Gone are the days of a peaceful walk on a footpath. E-scooters and e-bikes have turned a simple stroll into a dangerous and sometimes deadly game of dodge 'em. Now a crackdown could see stand-up scooters banned. Dr Michael Kane joins me from the ACQ, Queensland's leading transport safety advocate body. Michael, you either love e-scooters or you hate them, but just how dangerous are they? What have you been seeing?
Well, what we've seen in Queensland over the last 6 years is 6,300 people admitted to Queensland emergency departments. And tragically, we have seen 15 people being killed in the last 2.5 years alone. And what we're also seeing, which is terrible, is that people who are not dying or are not receiving brain injuries are receiving major facial injuries. These are life-changing injuries for people.
Can be lethal weapons. And in terms of the state, Queensland was the first to adopt e-scooters in the country. Change is being called on by the government. What do you want them to do?
Well, the RACQ is asking for the impounding of what are illegal e-scooters and e-bikes. Some of these e-scooters go up to 110 kilometres an hour. That's not a scooter, that's a vehicle. Mopeds are only allowed to go up to 50. We also want to see on legal stand-up e-scooters that you wear a full-face helmet. And the scheme scooters, the highest scooters that we see across a number of Australian cities, we want those scooters to be sit-down e-scooters because they're much safer. We also want to see money invested in our separated pathways because e-scooters and e-bikes do have a positive and they do help us address congestion, so we need to invest more in the pathway infrastructure. With
the amount of injuries though and deaths that have occurred, should we just bite the bullet here? Should we just ban e-bikes and e-scooters altogether?
Well, e-scooters and e-bikes are a positive for Australian cities. They do, when they're used properly, give people choice, how to get to work and get to education. They're low emissions, they're affordable, so they're actually a really good outcome. And with the motor car, when we first had the motor car, we had lots of terrible rates of fatalities. But what we did with the motor car is we really focused on making it safer. We got on top of the problem and solved it to a degree. Now that's what we've got to do with e-scooters. We can't let this get out of control. We really need to clamp down and get the rules in place and enforce them.
Because that's key here, isn't it? Enforcement. There are already laws in place banning the modification of the e-scooters and e-bikes. That's happening though. It doesn't matter what laws you recommend unless they're policed.
Yes, and so the RACQ is asking for the Queensland Government to enforce the existing rules and to see and class speeding e-scooters and e-bikes as effectively motorbikes and use transport officers and the police to effectively give them defect notices and impound them.
And do you think that the sit-down hire e-scooters would make a difference? Are they that much safer?
Yes, because with a stand-up e-scooter, your weight is really over the top of the handlebars. So when you hit a bump or a pothole or hit a curb, your face is going right over the top and you're planting your face on the road. Now with a sit-down e-scooter, you're really sitting back, you're sitting down low, you've got a lower centre of gravity and it's much safer.
Well, Michael, we definitely need change and let's hope that the changes you're recommending are adopted nationally as well, not just in Queensland. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Still to come, it was a job that offered Hani flexibility.